Okay, so you want to learn calligraphy, but you don't want to spend a ton of money on art supplies just in case you don't like it, or you aren't very good at it, or you don't want to stick with it. Good news, calligraphy does not have to be an expensive hobby. Hey, I'm Becca with the Happy Ever Crafter, and in this video I want to break down 3 different ways you can get started with calligraphy for little to no money. We're going to go cheap, cheaper, and cheapest. So first up, cheap, aka the third cheapest option, is to invest in just one single brush pen. And if you're gonna go this route, don't waste your money on low quality brush pens. It's much better to spend $5 to $8 on one single high quality brush pen than it is to spend that same amount for a whole set of maybe 12 that are lesser quality. My suggestion, if you want to go this route, is to track down a Tombow Fudenosuke. I've got a whole video all about those pens here, and if you've never seen how they work, I would definitely go check that out. But essentially, they're flexible. So when you push really lightly on the pen, you get a light line, and when you push really hard, you get a thick line, and that's the basis of calligraphy. This is definitely the best beginner brush pen. It's also super durable, and it can take a beating if you don't really know what you're doing, so it's not gonna be a waste of your money. It's definitely gonna make you fall in love with calligraphy though. Next up, the middle option, so cheaper, is Crayola or other kids type of chisel tipped markers. So this type of marker is pretty inexpensive. You can find them in kids sections, and you can usually get a pretty big pack of them for, I don't know, $5 to $10. They're not the same as using a brush pen like the Tombow we talked about a minute ago, in that they're not flexible. They're chiseled on the tip. So instead of pressing lighter and harder, you're actually gonna move your hand to get the thin side of the pen and then move it again to get the thick side. But you can get thin and thicks. There are lots of people who love Crayola markers for calligraphy, and if you wanna know more about Crayola calligraphy, I actually have a whole tutorial about that here. And lastly, the cheapest option is a pencil. So many people freak out about needing the most perfect supplies to learn calligraphy, but the truth is you already own it. It's a pencil. Pencils are so great for practice, and actually in my in-person workshops, I give out pencils in the kits, and we do almost half the workshop in pencil before we use any brush pens. With pencil, you can actually achieve those lighter and darker, aka thinner and thicker lines, just by changing the pressure. Especially if you use a pencil like this, which is a 3B. If you see 2B or 3B or anything above that, it means it's a softer lead, so you're gonna be able to see that difference between the thin and the thick lines. Pencils, again, are so great for practice. In fact, my tutorial about pencil calligraphy is actually my most popular YouTube video ever. But to recap, cheap is a high quality brush pen. It'll probably run you about $5 to $8. Cheaper is Crayola or other kids markers, and cheapest is a pencil. And all 3 of these are totally reasonable ways to start. Now, by the way, if you're brand new to calligraphy and you could use some help, you should totally sign up for my free course. I'm gonna put the link down here, and you can use any of these tools for that course. It's a full course all about the basics of calligraphy. I'll teach you from the very ground up. You should come and join us. You can find it at showmeyourdrills.com. All right, hopefully this gets you excited about giving calligraphy a try, and if it does, I'm gonna link you to that next pencil calligraphy video, and you can start trying right away. I'll see you over there.